Now, when it comes to Brandy, allegations and rumors have floated around for years that her image was tightly controlled by her mother, Sonja Norwood, and the pressure to be perfect turned into dangerous eating habits, controversial relationships with men, and choices that were quietly approved, like a forced decision to get rid of a pregnancy at the age of 16. Allegedly. Well, guess who is allegedly confirming all these whispers that have been around for decades? Golden Boy, Ray J.
Oh, don't cry, Ray. Don't do that.
I'm here for you as a brother.
Don't cry. Somebody get this man some tissue. He really cried for real.
I think, I don't know what button you touched when you said Brandy.
Oh my God. I did not know. I literally pulled.
All right, let's pause this for a second.
Okay.
Can we stop this?
Yeah, we'll pause.
Please.
We'll pause.
So how far did Sonja really push her daughter, and what were the consequences based on what has been said?
What does that mean when someone has a breakdown?
I think it means when every part of yourself just needs time to relax.
Okay, just for a bit of background, Brandy told her father at age 7 that she wanted to be the next Whitney Houston, and it was such a full circle moment when she later met and worked alongside her idol in the made-for-TV movie Cinderella.
Where you going? Don't you start crying and carrying on and stuff. Come here with your little pretty self. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. Yeah, oh, look at you. How you handling that, huh? It's cool. It's cool. Come on, let's go and sit there.
Basically, Brandy's career was great after her family moved to Carson, California, as she began working as a background singer and signed with Atlantic Records in 1993, with her mother Sonja as her manager. Of course, her 1994 self-titled debut album was a huge success, selling over 6 million copies worldwide. I mean, she was easily one of the most notable stars of that era. And other than her debut album being amazing, Brandy and fellow R&B icon Monica took home a Grammy Award for their legendary 1998 duet, The Boy Is Mine. In addition, Brandy's 2002 studio album, Full Moon, reached the #1 spot on Billboard's R&B/hip-hop chart in 2002, as well as the #2 spot on the overall Billboard 2000 chart. And of course, we also know her from amazing performances on screen. However, despite Brandy's massive success, The Voice, the hits, the Disney princess era, the global fame, a lot of people say her childhood was far from the fairy tale it looked like. And of course, the internet being the internet, many people point the finger at her mom, saying she allegedly created an environment where perfection wasn't just expected, it was required. But then on the flip side, people swear that Ray J grew up getting the full VIP treatment. You know how people always say some moms go extra soft on their sons while the daughters get the tough love version? That's the conversation that comes up every time Ray J's name comes into this story. Like, Brandy got the pressure, Ray J got the pampering. He was babied, shielded, and allowed to wild out, while Brandy had to be polished and perfect. People have even said that looking back at Brandy and Ray J, A Family Business, in each episode you can see that Sonja treated Brandy like a doormat and beamed with pride, and her entire aura changed around Ray J. He was clearly her favorite, and according to what people say, instead of talking to Brandy, she talked at her and took credit for her entire career. Well, you know what happened because of this. Brandy became a mess, and her childhood was miserable. And let me just break down some of the things that have come up over the years. For starters, Brandy suffered from severe ED as a child, and people have always suggested that it was her mom who pushed her into maintaining insane Hollywood body standards. She actually talked about her struggles during VH1's Behind the Music in 2012, saying, "I wanted to be so thin. That was my main thing. So I started not taking care of myself, not eating properly, not eating at all, diet pills, regurgitating, and all of these things that girls do." People don't understand that being the hottest star or making the most money does not mean anything. I'm here to tell you I was making so much money, I was omnipresent, and I was the unhappiest teenager probably in the world. Brandy had previously also admitted that she dipped down from 125 pounds to 105 and would weigh herself every 5 minutes just to make sure she wasn't adding any weight. And there was a time she she told Oprah that because she was very thin, everybody was telling her how great she looked, so she felt good about her outward appearance, but her insides were hell. In fact, in the fall of 1999, Brandy was hospitalized after her mother found her dazed and dehydrated because she was hardly eating anything. Now, her mother probably didn't tell her to starve herself, but word on the street has always been that it was the pressure she put on Brandy to be perfect that led her there. And allegedly, she also put pressure on her to be better than her peers, and that pressure once again led to the several feuds Brandy had as a child star. For instance, with Monica. See, Brandy and Monica were beefing since the 90s, after they made headlines for exchanging fists at the VMA rehearsals in 1998. At the time, the report that was making rounds was that Brandy had given Monica a black eye, but their reps denied that anything happened. However, when they teamed up for It All Belongs to Me in 2012, they opened up about those rumors on Angie Martinez's Hot 97 radio show and pretty much confirmed that the fist fighting went down.
Monica and Brandy are here. Monica and Brandy.
The adult version.
Oh, the grown-up version.
You know what I'm saying? We couldn't come in here in 98 and do this, so it's good that we can do it now.
Hell no. Y'all would probably killed each other back then. I remember.
And then she would have blamed everything on me. Oh, I hate. She would have been like, she attacked me. That's how she does me.
Let's keep it 100. She probably did, right? It was probably her.
I've said I'm sorry. No, stop.
Now, other than the feud with Monica, there was the feud with Aaliyah. So the thing is, because Aaliyah's image was a little bit more mature, while Brandy's image was more like that of a girl next door, Brandy reportedly made comments about Aaliyah's image being a little too risky and how her mother would never approve. Also based on some digging I did, people who were around the two back then say that Brandy always talked trash about Aaliyah and Monica liking older men and called them too grown for their ages. Allegedly, Sonja also had a serious hatred for Countess Vaughn. And although Brandy always liked Countess, Sonja convinced her Countess was trying to steal her shine, and that is when the problems began. Apparently, what happened was that because the girls were seen fighting constantly, Brandy finally demanded the Countess be taken off their show after being pushed by her mother to do so. However, because Kim was one of the most popular characters, producers decided to create a new show involving her. But based on reports, Brandy and her family also had a problem with the Parkers getting better ratings than Moesha, and that only escalated the feud. Basically, people have said over the years that it was Brandy's mother who put it in her head that she was better than all the other girls and forced her to maintain the good girl princess image while the others looked trashy. And yes, I know how hypocritical this was, considering Brandy was also secretly dating Wanya Morris from Boys to Men when she was still underage, and word on the street has always been that it was with her mother's approval. Of course, they said that they only got together after Brandy turned 18, but people from back in the day say that the relationship began when Brandy was around 15. By the way, around this time is when the combination of a bad relationship, extreme dieting, and a non-stop work schedule led to a breakdown during the taping of Moesha, and she ended up in the hospital for 3 days. Well, let's just say that Brandy's love life only continued to spiral after that. Because she started dating Robert Smith, they quickly got married, and in 2002, they announced they were expecting a baby. However, in a 2004 interview, Robert revealed that he and Brandy were never legally married, explaining that Brandy's mother came up with the idea to protect Brandy's public image because it was all about the image for her. Allegedly, Sonja even forced Brandy to get rid of her first child at age 16 for the sake of her career and her image. Unbelievable, right? I mean, all things considered, do you see how messed up it must have been for Brandy growing up? Add on to that an accident that occurred that would not only drastically alter the pursuit of Brandy's life, but end the life of another person entirely. The thing is, she was involved in a 4-way car crash on I-405 in Los Angeles that unalived a 38-year-old woman by the name of Awatef Abu Dihaj, and witnesses at the scene reported that Brandy was extremely confused and upset, running across the highway and repeatedly saying the crash was her fault. As a result, Brandy was hit with a vehicular manslaughter charge that could have put her behind bars for up to a year. But in December 2007, 1 year after the accident, authorities confirmed that they would not be moving forward with any charges against Brandy, citing a lack of evidence. However, she was hit with several lawsuits in the aftermath of the accident, including from Abu Dihaj's parents, her husband, and another driver who was also injured in the crash. Brandy and her lawyer were able to settle all of them out of court, with the final case being put to bed in November 2009. But the incident left her scarred forever. Well, if you ask a lot of people, they will tell you that a lot of what Brandy went through should be attributed to how her mom treated her as a child. And you know what? We've even had people who lived around the Norwoods saying multiple times that Sonja has always been very mean, condescending, manipulative, and intimidating. Apparently, she is well aware of this and doesn't really care. And now there have been allegations that behind the scenes, Ray J has been confirming all these claims and talking about how it affected their relationship as a family. I've not seen the receipts myself, but I will be putting my ears and eyes on the ground for them. Regardless, at the end of the day, the real question is this. Should Brandy's mom really be blamed for everything people pin on her? Do you think she ruined Brandy's childhood? Drop those thoughts in the comments section below.